inside, the devil inside. Every single one of us, the devil inside, devil inside, devil inside. Every single one of us, the devil inside.
Back for another college football preview for 2014, and as I would say in Spaceballs, let's go comb the desert. Heading to Arizona State, Tempe, talk about the Sun Devils. Arizona State did close out the regular season on a winning streak, a pretty good winning streak, as a matter of fact. I believe they had won 7 in a row, if I'm not mistaken, to cap off a 10-2 regular season. They did lose the Pac-12 championship game to Stanford. It was the second time the Cardinal had beaten them that season. That wasn't much of a surprise. The loss in the Holiday Bowl to Tech, a little bit of a surprise. Not that Tech wasn't good, but considering the season that both the Red Raiders and the Sun Devils had, you would have thought that Arizona State would have played better, and instead they got beat by 2 touchdowns. So the season didn't end with much momentum at all for the Sun Devils. So Todd Graham, entering another season as head coach for Arizona State, knows that offensively they have an opportunity to do some things. Taylor Kelly, quarterback, 2 years there, throwing 57 touchdown passes. He's been outstanding. DJ Foster, a guy, he can do a little bit of everything. Obviously, terrific runner, but they'll line him up in the slot, so naturally he's a good target for Taylor Kelly to throw to. And they're going to need him because other than Jalen Strong at wide receiver, this is going to be a very young receiving core for Arizona State. Offensive line-wise, they return the majority of the players, including Jamil Douglas, the left tackle. And a guy that should be able to help also on the left side will be left guard Christian Westerman, a former Auburn Tiger. Couldn't play last year because of the transfer rule. By the way, you do return the right side of your offensive line, but you're going to be new at center. This is a concern, though, for Arizona State. Even though the offense returns some of that nucleus, by the way, Arizona State last year was terrific offensively, 39 points per game on average, 39.7 to be exact. Defensively, yeah, they lost a bunch. We're talking 9 starters gone. So you're nearly starting from scratch. So talking about the starters, coming back, just 2, Salomo Fiso, he's one of them. And then the other one is going to be a free safety, Demarius Randall. But as far as the newcomers go, for ASU, defensive tackle, Dalvin Stuckey. You have him at defensive tackle. Defensive end, Marcus Hardison. Marcus Hardison could be one of those guys that makes an immediate impact. He's a senior, so he has seen some playing time before. Getting back to Dalvin Stuckey, he's a guy that was committed to Auburn not long ago. Instead, ended up taking the community college route in Mississippi. Has seen one of the top JUCO defensive linemen in the country. So I would suspect that he will see some playing time at defensive tackle for the Sun Devils. And a freshman at linebacker, DJ Calhoun. I would expect him to get a lot of playing time. As a matter of fact, it helped him that he was able to enroll early and get involved in spring football. Special teams, that looks good for the Sun Devils. Zane Gonzalez, last year as a freshman, had 30 field goal attempts, made 25 of them. So that's reliability right there, and the punter returns as well for Sun Devils. Schedule for Arizona State, they need to get off to a nice start. They'll have an opportunity to do that. Weber State at home at New Mexico the following week, and the Pac-12 opener at Colorado. So you should be 3-0. And now for the scary part. The following few games look treacherous for Arizona State, especially with this young defense going against some darn good offenses. UCLA at home, then at USC. Then the defending Pac-12 champions, Stanford, but you get them at home, but you got to go to Washington the following week. That's 4 games right there. There is a bye week in between, but again, those are 4 opponents right in a row, 4 potential L's right there. You do get Utah the following week, but you have the game against Notre Dame the following week. At least you get them at home. Last year, a heartbreaking loss for the Sun Devils when they played Notre Dame last year at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington. The rematch again will be at Tempe. And then the last 3 games, who knows how they're going to go. These are swing games. At Oregon State against the Beavers will be good. Washington State, Mike Leach's squad that used to be an automatic W when you're playing them, not so much anymore. They went to a bowl game, and it looks like that offense is starting to understand Leach's way of moving the ball. But you get them at home, and you close out the year with your interstate rival from Tucson, Arizona, and you have to play in their backyard against Coach Rodriguez's squad. Best case scenario for this team, I could see 9-3, provided that they can get no worse than a split during that stretch of 4 games in the middle of the year against UCLA, USC, and once again against Stanford and Washington. Anything less than that, 9-3 is not going to happen. Again, the Pac-12, this is simply a conference in which I know it's a high-scoring league, and Arizona State's going to have that offense to put up points on the board, but it's been the defenses that have been able to emerge up top and separate themselves from everybody else. So really, the only way I can see 9-3 happening is with the split, which will give them enough momentum to finish the year on a high note. Worst case scenario, they could miss out on a bowl game. Remember, only 2 defensive starters are back, and really other than Jalen Strong, the receiving core, I don't really know who they can rely upon other than Foster out of the backfield, but you'd like to utilize Foster as much as you can running. We'll see how that happens for Todd Graham's offense. But the schedule, after you get past those first 3 games, anything can happen after that, and don't be surprised if Arizona State is an underdog more frequently than you might think. I'm going to say Arizona State gets to a bowl game, but I don't think they contend this year just because of the fact that I know Kelly's a good offense. Offense is not the issue for Arizona State. It's going to be the defense, and the defense just has way too many young faces. I look at 7-5 right now for Arizona State, and I've actually got them finishing, I would say probably, probably tied for 3rd, more than likely, if not 4th, in the Pac-12 South Division. Offense should be exciting to watch, but defensively, I do think that they regress somewhat. They're just too young on that side of the ball and too inexperienced. That's my look at the Sun Devils. Another preview coming soon. Thanks for watching.